Now, India's permanent representative to the United Nations, D.S. Tirumurthy, at a briefing for the UN Nation Security Council, put out a statement on behalf of India with regards to the Ukrainian conflict. A particular emphasis was laid on women and children, along with the impact of the war on education. That was put forward as some of the key points in his statement. Here's a report.
As civilians continue to bear the brunt of the war, UNSC chaired a special session. India said that women and children invariably suffer the most in any armed conflict or military confrontation.
Women and children invariably suffer the most in any armed conflicts or military confrontation. From reports coming out of Ukraine, women and children have been disproportionately impacted and form the bulk of the refugees and internally displaced persons. As a country which has welcomed refugees over centuries, India knows the importance and value of treating them equally and with dignity and catering to their needs and requirements. In this context, we need to keep the gender perspective in mind and act with sensitivity. We call for a victim-centered approach to preventing and responding to sexual violence in armed conflicts.
Tirumurthy added that when innocent lives are at stake, diplomacy should prevail as the only viable option.
Humanitarian action must always be guided by the principles of humanitarian assistance, which is humanity, neutrality, impartiality, and independence. These measures should not be politicized. We continue to emphasize to member states that the global order is anchored on international law, the UN Charter, and respect for the territorial integrity and sovereignty of states.
India's comments came as UN officials called for a probe into Russia's violence against women along with the protection of children.
Excellencies, we are increasingly hearing of rape and sexual violence. These allegations must be independently investigated to ensure justice and accountability. The combination of mass displacement with the large presence of conscripts and mercenaries and the brutality displayed against Ukrainian civilians has raised all red flags.
There seems to be no end to the atrocities against women and children as war continues to ravage Ukraine. Agency Report, Republic TV.